So Anthem has been troublesome for a lot of people lately. It is bricking people's consoles. And what does brick mean? It means to reduce an electronic consumable item to its most basic form, to strip it from all functionality to where its new functionality is equal to that of a brick. So if you have a PS4, you now have a 7 pound brick. If you have an Xbox One, you now have a 7 pound brick. That's just how it works. That's what bricking is. The thing is, Anthem was working fine before this started happening, but people were complaining about some balancing issues. So EA told BioWare to fix these balancing issues. But what that fix ended up breaking was people's consoles. And every time I hop on Facebook, which I probably should stop doing, every time I hop on Facebook, I see all these people white knighting for Anthem. Like, it works just fine on my console, on my Xbox One X. This just proves how bad the PS4 is. Oh, it works fine on my console. Maybe you should take better care of your console. Oh, it works fine for me, blah, blah, blah. I'm having a blast with it. That's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about if you are having a good time with the game. You can have fun with whatever you want. But we can't just take you and your console still working and take it to mean that it's just not doing anything to anybody else's. To just mean that this is a good product. To mean that this game and what it's doing to the community is acceptable. And EA is entirely to blame, because this isn't the first we've heard of something like this. There's a cat outside my window. I want to take you back to 2017 when Battlefront 2 came out. Star Wars Battlefront 2, the crappy one. It came out, everybody hated it because we knew everything was going to be locked behind a paywall immediately upon playing. You had to continue to buy loot boxes in order to try to get good stuff. It encouraged gambling. You could sit up and grind out to get Darth Vader the proper way, but you would be spending 65 hours doing it for just him. Then Boba Fett, then Phasma, then the Emperor, then Luke, then Han Solo, then Leia, then Finn, then Anakin and Obi-Wan and Grievous now and Count Dooku. No matter, like, that is if they hadn't changed it before now. But the thing is, I started playing Battlefront 2 mid-2018, months after the game had come out. And there had been multiple fixes on the game. But one of those fixes broke it fundamentally. And I could not unlock Luke Skywalker. I had the credits to do so. I was not able to. It's like if you didn't have the heroes before that update came out, you couldn't get them. I don't know what that was, but the game was fundamentally broken. Much in the same way that Anthem is now fundamentally broken. Battlefield 5. The beta told me that game wasn't going to be good, so I didn't bother playing it. But what I've seen and what I've read and what I've heard from like places like What Culture and Geeks and Gamers and places like that is that the game was having issues like with server connectivity and people dropping out and the time to kill. So EA told DICE change the game. So they released an update and it broke the game fundamentally. Vehicles would just explode in the air. People would just fall out of the map. People would be stuck in a match forever while the game was migrating hosts. Like, things that worked fine in the game before the update came out were all of a sudden broken. This also happened to a smaller extent with Battlefield 1. I don't really need to get into that. It's an older game. It didn't happen with Titanfall 2, though. Titanfall 2 worked when it came out, and there was really no scandal involved with that game. People still kind of liked EA. I mean, I don't like that they shut down companies like Pandemic and Bullfrog and Visceral, but that's okay. BioWare is on its last leg. If Apex Legends and Jedi Fallen Order don't do well, Respawn is likely to be next up on the chopping block, and that would really hurt my feelings because I need the Titanfall 3. But it wasn't until Battlefield 1, Battlefront 2, and Battlefield 5 came out that we really were forced to realize how terrible EA is as a company. And I don't care if... Because I've said that I don't want to support EA when it comes to Anthem, and I was called, like, a narrow-minded idiot. Somebody said that, like, I'm just holding their past mistakes against them. But here's the thing. Before the game came out, I knew something like this would happen because EA's got that track record now. What happens when you buy a copy of Anthem is you tell EA, it's okay. Hurt me good. Hurt me harder. I want to feel pain. I want to suffer. Because it tells them that it's okay to release this half-baked game with the promise that they'll fix it in an update later. But when they release that update, sure, they fixed what they said they would, but something else happens that breaks the game fundamentally. And you have to keep relying on EA to force developers like BioWare and DICE to roll out these updates. And for every one thing they fix, 2 more problems will take its place. It's like a Hydra or a cartoon leaking pipe. You can't fix this game. You can't fix Anthem. You can't fix Battlefield 5. You can't fix Battlefront 2. They're all broken to the core in one way or another. The only way to fix these games is to release a 50 gig update that rewrites the code of the entire game. They can't do that. They won't do that because they'll make more money if they just consistently roll out updates. They get more and more people to buy with each update because they think that for some reason this is the golden patch. This patch will fix the game from the inside out. There will be nothing wrong with this version of the game. Anthem v2.5.11.5-8, that should be it. That's the one. That's the version of the game that's going to work. No, it's not. There is no version of a live service EA game that will just work. Not something that they have so much money riding on. Titanfall 2 was a bit of a gamble. I'll give them that. They didn't expect it to do so well. They didn't expect it to land so well with the players, with the community. They didn't expect people to love it like they did. Battlefield 1, though, Battlefront 2, Battlefield 5, Anthem, they knew that they were going to get numbers. They were probably disappointed off of Anthem's poor sales. Somebody's backing up out there. Don't mind that beep. Just focus on my voice. They're probably a little bit disappointed with Anthem's sales figures because people just didn't want to buy the game. But the people that did buy the game are now paying the price for that. And I don't mean $60, $80, $100. I mean their consoles don't work anymore. Or even if you're so lucky as to be playing Anthem and your console works, that doesn't mean that the game is okay. That doesn't mean that there's nothing wrong with this game. It just means you got lucky. You should probably stop playing, though, because if you continue to play it, it'll probably crash your console. So stop. Get some help. But I guess if I really want to say anything with this video, it's that we can't kill EA. EA will not die because Madden and FIFA come out every year. And I'll probably buy Jedi Fallen Order because I like Respawn and I like Star Wars. Proof and proof. But that doesn't mean that I think what EA does is okay. I would have to see something jaw-dropping, though, before I make a decision on Jedi Fallen Order, because while I want to like that game, I have to be skeptical. I have to be smart, and I have to remember what EA has done to me in the past. That's all I ask you guys to do, too. Just take everything EA does with a grain of salt, because they can't be trusted. I don't think they've ever been trustworthy, but right now they absolutely cannot be trusted. Do not give them $60 because a game looks good. Just be careful, I guess. See you later.